Good morning for the CJRU morning mixtape. I am Donovan LaCroixy, and debuting on the show, I've got actor, producer, and founder DTEFLON. How you doing?
I am doing well, my friend. I'll be Alliance Entertainment Group, that is, as well, too. And I'm doing good. Hope you're well, too.
I know you have such a long story. We did a longer pre-interview before this interview, but in case new listeners or anyone listening for the first time, who is this DTEFLON?
I am a person who has been working in the entertainment industry for about 30 years now. I've started off pretty much as a dancer when I first started off as a choreographer, and then moved on from that into, as well-known people have called me back in the day, the king of clubs. Throughout the early 90s nightlife scene. Ran a bunch of successful nightclubs pretty much in Canada, United States, and then moved on to that as a professional musician. Worked in the music industry for a good 15 years as well, and then crossed over into the film and television entertainment industry in all areas, from the acting to talent management to film producing to writing, and eventually as well, I did my stints in the WWE during the Attitude Era as well.
Wow, wow, wow. That's a lot. What do you want to say to people getting into the entertainment industry? What's your advice to them? Should they come under you?
For me, it's coming under me. I'm sort of like Mick in the Rocky movies. You're not going to get a shortcut with me if you wanted to learn from me in this business. There's not going to be a shortcut. There's not going to be taking the easy way, as this generation unfortunately has done. But it's about paying your dues. I think that if you are serious about getting into this business, you have to understand why you're doing it. You have to either be very passionate about it, because a lot of people, say they want to do something but don't understand. I've lived pretty much everywhere, from Los Angeles to Atlanta to Florida to New York to, Toronto. And I can say for me, my experience, as a black man, in the industry and just where I grew up, per se, number one, and the experience, it was one of the most racist. It was one of the most difficult times to do anything. In a sense, there was a lot of opportunity, but it came with a lot of obstacles and challenges, because again, just getting into the room, as a black man was hard. So my partner at the time, he was mixed. He didn't look black. I mean, for those who, the DJs, good friend of mine, started from scratch. They look very similar, but he was Guyanese, and at the time frame, in order to get into these meetings, I knew if I walked in the door, no matter, how good I was at what I did, no matter the connections that I had at the time, it wouldn't have made a difference, because again, they would only see me just by my color, not by my talent, not by my skill. I would get, and I knew that I needed to be able to get in a way where I could be under the radar. I didn't want to be the guy. I didn't want to be the face, but I wanted to be the guy that once I was in there, I knew what I could do. I knew what I was capable of. I knew what my skill sets were. And once you start making them money, which is the thing that most people who fail miserably when they get into this industry, just in general, if you're going into working under somebody, is that they're thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about the person that's giving them the opportunity. So I always say some things, of course, that I wish I could go back and maybe do over or do a little bit differently. And of course, I've had dealt with some shady motherfuckers along the time scale of being in this business. But I wouldn't trade the experiences. I wouldn't trade the memories for anything, but again, times have changed, but we're still here.
All right. So quickly, what's your message? What do you have to say for us to those people, again, who want to get into this entertainment industry and still don't know how to start? And maybe they haven't really even got what you're saying, because they're gonna think, well, times are different now. It's more tougher to get into the industry. What do you want to tell them?
It's actually not tougher. It's actually a lot more easier, because, you have the power right in your hand. The phone. What we're doing right now in this conversation online, we couldn't do 20 years ago. So when I started off, there was no internet. There was no. I mean, we had nothing called Cosmo. If you wanted to get information, you had to go to a library with a library card and read a book that you couldn't even take out of the library and write down notes to get that information and take it home and try to memorize it. Now you've got the internet. You've got the power of social media. It's 10 times easier, but again, you have to understand, what are you doing it for? Are you doing it to be famous? Because people that try to do it for being famous have a very short-lived career in this industry. If you're trying to, do even more than the work itself. The hard part is the mental, the mental anguish, the sacrifices that you make. And a lot of people aren't really prepared to make those sacrifices because, the sacrifices come with your health, friends, family, because again, if you're trying to really make something of yourself in this business, you can't come in with a bunch of excuses. You have to do a lot less talking and more listening, which unfortunately this millennial generation seems to think they have all the answers to everything. And unfortunately, that's, the wrong approach. So, I mean, if I say for anyone who's wanting to do it, do it, but just know what you're getting signed up for. You're losing friends, they weren't your friends to begin with, because real friends will stick with you and support you no matter what you do. They want you to win, they want you to succeed, because they know at the end of the day, if you're good to them, you'll take care of them when you reach that mountaintop. Fake friends, get jealous. Fake friends in the industry, wanna, when the nights when you should be out focusing on what you're doing, they want to have you out partying and drinking and doing stupid. So you just really, reality, I mean, the best thing I tell people to do if you really want to get into this business, as I said, is to find a mentor. Somebody, number one, that really, looks after you, that, because again, there's going to be those nights, those disciplines of things of, where again, as you said, you're losing friends. But in the end, friends ain't paying your bills. Friends ain't putting the roof over your head, so at the end of the day, your real friends will be standing there at the finish line cheering you on. That's the bottom line. For me, it's coming under to be focused on the name of the company and allow Alliance Entertainment to grow, because I knew where I wanted to take it. Alliance was a big word. Entertainment was a big word. What does alliance mean? Alliance means you're finding people from different backgrounds, different areas, different cultures, and you're bringing them together to form an alliance. Entertainment is another big ass word. It could mean music, could mean television, could mean entertainment, could mean modeling, could mean whatever. And I wanted to combine the two together because I